And I think
It no, yeah, I was gonna say it is we so if you going through pain and traumatic experience, we want to be empathetic to that and get you solutions like you saying. But like B man said, it's not the majority. And the worst part is the way the conversation is structured right now. It makes men who aren't confident enough to stand on their own and stand against the crowd have to go along, get along. And it's only so long before that ideology actually becomes your ideology. It's like the banality of evil, right? You just doing what you're supposed to do based off of the group or the crowd you're with, and you'll eventually have the same results. Because if you think everything is a nail, the if you think, you know what I'm saying, everything is a nail, then the solution for everything is a hammer. If we just believe that all of these women are bad, what's the end result for men? Like at the end of the day, because there's a young woman that's preaching the polar opposite of this, and her result is that women just need to be with each other.
and I
Like,
think that's the reason why I always ask questions. That's part of the reason why is because the only way I can get, and this is what I do on a lot of panels, the only way I can get people to understand is if I make it simple for you to understand. If I apply it to you, if I can draw that same hurt out of you and I can relay it back to you and say, now, how do you think this person feels if that happens to them? So I think what's happening is that we do have two separate groups talking about one another, right? But neither one of them are hearing each other because he's over here talking about his shit and she's over there talking about her shit. But neither one of them are talking to each other. And that's what I like about this space because you're starting to see that overlap a lot. Now you get the toxic areas where you invite a bunch of people that come into these spaces that are disingenuous. But on this, on even like that's what I appreciate about JR channel so much, is because he does try to introduce your everyday woman, pretty much a lot of women on the panel. That way we can have that conversation. So when women come to us and say, oh, well, such and such did this to me. Okay, well, don't you think on the balance of probability that it probably happened to him too? If we gonna say, I've asked that question a lot. You tell me all men ain't shit. Don't you think on the balance of probability all women ain't shit either? You can't say that you're perfect and then the other group is bad, and you can't say that men are perfect and the women ain't shit because they go through shit too.
Yeah, that's
We
a point.
we
That was a point I was gonna make. Kind of going off your last point. My bad. But a lot of times people don't think about the karma or the judgment that they're gonna receive when they out there doing dirt. They just thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna do all this dirty shit and then I'm gonna go get with this person, be with somebody for the rest of my life. No, you're gonna have to pay for the things you did to somebody else. But a lot of people they just thinking like, hey, I'm just gonna do this, and everything gonna be okay. I'm gonna go steal this man's wife and then marry her, and then God's gonna bless me to have a great marriage and shit. No, it don't work like that. You're gonna have to pay back your illness and stuff like that, or what you did. So a lot of people got to think about that before they do stuff.
Hey Nelson,
Yeah,
I know you're
James,
trying
that's
to
a
get in
hell
here.
no. That's a hell
I
no,
know you're trying to get
James.
in here
Like,
real quick. Let
no
me just say this
way.
real quick. Let me just say this, and I'm going on mute for real, for real. Here's the challenge, Sweeney. I agree with you. There are people hurting, but you know what the problem is. And I've been in this space going on 4 years. JR been here longer. Some of y'all in the audience may have been here longer. We still talking. It's a gang of talk from adults, and I ain't talking about I just turned 18, 21. We talking about late 30, 40, 50-year-old adults. Go seek therapy. If you need that much help, stop talking, get to doing the introspection and the self-work that it takes for you to heal. Here's the other thing that's alarming to me, Sweeney. The last 2 weeks, Brother Hamp hosted these conversations with Generation Z. My brother, they are repeating the exact same shit we talk about over here. And I don't even know who just said it on this stage, but they were saying you ain't even live life. You ain't experience. You remember on school days where Dean Big Brother Almighty told him you ain't seen no parts. You ain't, bruh. How you? There was a young lady on that stage talking about she was fearful of men and that the black women is the most unprotected, most disrespected. Trying to repeat Malcolm X. What Malcolm X said in the late 50s, 60s. We in 2024. How are you as a young adult able to say the black woman, a double minority, is the least protected and the most disrespected in this day and age? You repeating and regurgitating talking points that you see on YouTube and that your mama and your auntie done fed you. And the young bloods was doing the same thing. Then when he put them together to have the conversation, fam, you would have thought it was Thursday night 2 years ago. The way that clash, the way that Royal Rumble happened. So again, we gotta, I think Marcus was saying it, and I agree with 1,000%. We gotta do better because again, family gone, community eviscerated, and it's not looking any better. It's not getting any better, fam. So these grown adults better unpack all your baggage, go get some therapy, stop all this doggone talking, and get the work done.
You know what, really, most people, and that's kind of the problem I'm finding, even in my practice, is most people don't want the solutions because it feels better to complain. It feels better to talk about the problem. It feels better to place blame in other places. When it comes to coming and unpacking your stuff and having that mirror put up in front of your face and you seeing your junk, that's really the hard part about it. So it's easier to go to different platforms where you can vent and find other people that have had like experiences and just continue to regurgitate the same things, when nothing is ever going to be solved that way until we start finding people that will walk with us in our pain, that will actually try to help us in it. It's the same problems that we have when we think about the church. When we think about we go to the church and we say we got some type of problem, there's always that solution. Oh, let's just go pray about it. Nobody's giving the very individualized support in unpacking what you're going through and providing you with this very individualized, no, let me go into your life with you and help pull you out of these things.
Do you think that
So
No, I was gonna say, let me just highlight this. Well, go ahead, be mad, and then I highlight this comment, and then we go to Mark.
yeah, just real quick. Now I agree with what Chicago Rilla was saying. If you need help, you need therapy, get therapy, please. There's some real issues and problems out there. I also want to say real fast is that, we all can agree that you are what you eat. You know what I'm saying? You are what you take in. And, you can create your own reality. We have that ability as spiritual beings. You create your own reality. And if you like certain type of content, and you double tap and you like and you subscribe and different things like that over and over again, there's certain algorithms that continuously play the same type of content or similar content over and over and over again. And those are the things that are shaping people's reality, that is shaping the culture around us and around you as well too. And whatever you subscribe to on a regular basis becomes your world and your life. And when next thing you know, every time you're on social media, you keep hearing the same talking points and the same issues and the same things and the same problems and the same bullshit answers. We are literally creating this gender war and this back and forth, and it's not always real in real life until people get in groups and start regurgitating the same talking points. Because that's when oh my gosh, you follow so and so, or oh my gosh, you watch this content, you watch this show, or you watch that deal, or you watch this skit all the time. Oh, this is a big feminist channel, so like you listen to this all the time. You now it's becoming reality in the culture outside in real life, because that's all people are doing, especially since the pandemic, is that we were locked in the house and all people were doing were watching their screens. Everybody was watching certain movies, they were watching certain YouTube content and certain Instagram content and certain TikTok content. And if all that stuff starts syncing up, next thing you know, everywhere you look, you're seeing the same type of content. So maybe, just maybe, the world may not be as fucked up as we think it is. Maybe it's just the algorithm that's coming to your phone or coming to your screen. And everybody's not talking to about the same thing, maybe you're just hearing it over and over and over again based on your likes.